So I had quit asking Tuff to let me mount for a little over a month now. He seemed to get a little sour about it. Today he offered it, so I went ahead and climbed on. Once I climbed on, he really seemed nervous with that bridle. And all he would do was back up, back up, back up. So I just slipped it off. We're in a relatively safe place. He's in a pen, he's not going anywhere. And I was like, well, if he does something, I'll just slide off and be done with it. So I took that bridle off, and then I'm just laying on him. Naturally, Pickles is in front of the camera, just like always. Nothing new here. I just rubbed all over him, wiggled my legs around. I'm still not 100% convinced that he doesn't have something going on with his wither and shoulder area. It just doesn't feel quite right. Had the chiropractor work on it, and he's definitely got some issues in there. I haven't x-rayed it yet, but that day may be coming. I am happy he licked and chewed here. He's still only offering to back up at this point. It's almost like he's trying to take pressure off of his wither and shoulder rather than any kind of confusion or anything. I mean, Tuff was trained, and he was very well trained. He's excellent on the ground. Anything I ask him to do on the ground, he remembers everything. It seems almost like it's a little bit of discomfort to me at this point, but we'll see. So I asked him to walk forward, and he did, and then I asked him to stop. I only wanted him to take just a step or two. He did that very well. And I asked again for another step. And he did it. Still a little high-headed. But then he starts lowering his head. And he takes and lowers his head and stretches himself out. You'll see him do it a couple of times. I'm not too sure. See, he kind of stretches his neck down. Move and wiggle about, and it doesn't really seem to bother him. He's just kind of trying to figure out what I want him to do. I ask again to take another step. And that was pretty good. Some licking and some chewing, which was great. I was really happy with that. He's got a pretty good bend to him. It doesn't seem too awful stiff. Just gonna go back forward. He's only offering one step at a time, which is fine. Up until today, he had offered 0 steps forward. And the only thing that he would offer was a backup. So then I asked him to back up, and I did not get it. It took quite a while before he would volunteer that. whatever reason. So I just quit asking. Just kind of did some other things. Get him kind of loosened up in the neck. The neck and the shoulder area is where he's really tight at. That's a good boy. He finally offers to back up again, though I didn't really ask him to, but he did it, and so I just slide off. Here, I'm not into pushing him. I want all this to be on his time. I'm not in a rush. It's not like I'm training him for anybody or anything. However long it takes is just however long it takes. Probably not even going to ask to ride him again for quite a while. I'm going to add some more ground poles and see if I can get him to stretch his neck and shoulders down a little bit more and strengthen his back up a little bit more and see if that'll help. He did really good. He didn't leave me. He didn't walk away. In fact, he came in. He's very sweet and loving. He has a willingness to him. It just seems like something is bothering him. I'm not too sure what it is.